لكن بيسعدني ان انا يكون ضيفي سلفاتوري المحامي الايطالي المسؤول عن معظم قضايا الزمالك لدى الفيفا، والحقيقه هو محامي له باع طويل في الفيفا. Mr. Salvatore, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing, sir? You all right?
Oh, I'm okay, thank you. What about you?
I'm all right. I'm good. I know you're a busy man, so I won't take much of your time. But I want to ask you about.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure. Same here, my friend. Same here. I want to ask you about النقاز, and we all know that has reached النقاز again last week. And when we asked the president, Mr. Hussein Labib, because again, why resign النقاز again? The answer was for a technical reason, of course, because it's part of his plans. But the most important thing, that the reason that we signed the player, that the player now has now that we have to pay the player 1,300,000 euros. And for this reason, we resigned the player, and to try not to pay this fine. And today the CAS decided that Zamalek doesn't have to pay anything to النقاز. So what can you tell us about what happened today? What the CAS said today?
Yeah, actually, first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the board of the club of Zamalek for the trust to appoint me for some cases. I do not represent the club in all the cases, but in some cases, Karaba case, in Let's, in Benjamin case, I have the pleasure to represent this club, and I also thanks Ahmed El-Fattah for having introduced me to this club. And actually the board, the new board, the old board, and all the staff of the club, included Ahmed Ibrahim, who is very precious in cooperate with me on the cases.
Okay.
Said that, I don't have any information about the declaration of the president about this player. Actually, I can tell you that the technical department, the coaching department, as you know, is totally separate from the legal consultant of the club, from the legal department. So the decision of FIFA was to order Zamalek to pay a certain amount. The decision of CAS to cancel this award of FIFA is not only a good result for Zamalek, but is also an historical victory for all the Egyptian clubs, which I have to say normally do not have a very good reputation abroad. Okay. So this will help a lot, even because the decision, legally speaking, has very good points in grounds, which are good not only for Zamalek, but for all the Egyptian clubs. For instance, the decisions say that all the contracts are gross value contracts, and then a player cannot say, I leave because some money is missing, before he must check if he got paid the net, the gross, the taxes, and so on. Or even about the validity of the paper, if this paper is not signed with date or not. But going to your question, honestly, I cannot comment a technical decision of the coach who appoint a player. I never advise on the technical point of view. This is a decision of the technical department, of the coaching department, and they have to think only in order to win on the pitch. We as a lawyer have to think how to win in the cases, in the tribunals, in the court, in FIFA. They have to win on the pitch. So if Zamalek think to sign Nuggets to go ahead and do well in the next season, they really did well, because I studied the professional and sporting history of the player, and I saw that he has a good value. He's a member of the national team.
Of course,
so
of course, Mister. What I want to know, what I want to know from you, the decision of the cast today, did it has anything to do with النقاز resigning again for Zamalek and declaring to the FIFA that Zamalek doesn't owe him any money, or it's totally a different case?
No, these are different cases, of course. And when it happens very common in football that
Yes.
case is opened and then parties reach an agreement. So for me, it's not strange what happened. Even because the player in question is not an old player, is not a small player, his level is good, he's a member of the national team. So I'm not surprised at all that there is a decision and agreement
But between the club and the player.
you know, that decision, then party agree, they can waive, they can increase, they can reduce, they can negotiate like it's normal. So now I am not in position to comment in the specific, the new contract, because I've been appointed by the club only for some cases at international level.
Yeah.
So I don't do the daily job to prepare check, contract and papers. But what I can tell you is that I really appreciate the efforts of the new management to improve the reputation of Zamalek worldwide and of the other Egyptian clubs. Because, I repeat, the reputation of a club at international level is a very sensitive matter, which in the future we may even influence new possible cases. If you have a case who normally does not respect contract, which does breach of contract, is seen in a different way, not only from FIFA CAS, but also from other players when they are approaching to join said club. So I really appreciate the efforts of the management to find solution for these cases, even considering that I do believe that these are all old cases which come from the past years. So that's my comment to the decision.
Okay.
And of course, then if you have another question, I'm happy.
Yeah, of course. Okay, of course. Let me to translate to my audience, please. يعني طبعا انا سالته شويه اسئله، لكن هو الاول حب ان هو يشكر مجلس الاداره القديم والجديد على ثقته فيه لاسناد بعض القضايا المهمه في نادي الزمالك. انا سالته يعني هو بيقول ان القرار النهارده بتاع الكاس لصالح نادي الزمالك ضد حمدي النقاز يعتبر قرار تاريخي لكل الانديه المصريه، اللي هو في رايه الانديه المصريه ما عندهاش سمعه طيبه لدى الفيفا، لان لديهم الكثير من الشكاوي فيما يخص الانديه المصريه، وبيقول ان هو فوز تاريخي بالنسبه للانديه المصريه مش للزمالك بس. طبعا انا سالته ان احنا كلام الكابتن حسين لبيب رئيس النادي قال ان السبب، واحد من الاسباب ان الزمالك مضى او اعاد التوقيع مره ثانيه مع حمدي النقاز كانت المشكله القانونيه الموجوده والتعويض اللي موجود لحمدي النقاز. فقال انا ما اقدرش ان انا اعلق على الكلام ده، وما اقدرش اعلق على اي حاجه فنيه تخص الناحيه الفنيه. سالته هل التسويه اللي عملها الزمالك مع حمدي النقاز كان ليها اي تاثير في قرار المحكمه الرياضيه النهارده، فاكد لي ان هو كل حاجه في الكوره ممكن ليها علاقه ببعض، ولكن اكد لي ان هو ما يقلق على القيته الفيرم بتاعه طلع بيان واكد ان القرار بتاع الكاس بتاع المحكمة الرياضية النهاردة ليس له أي علاقة بالتسوية اللي ما بين حمدي النقاز وما بين نادي الزمالك. اخيرا هو بيشكر الاداره الجديده لنادي الزمالك ان هي بتحاول جاهده لتحسين سمعه النادي لدى الفيفا، ودي نقطه مهمه جدا. اوكي سلفاتوري, we know that Zamalek now is suspended from and banned from signing any new players for 2 transfer periods. Are you working on this case or not?
I'm not working in this case, but I don't think that this information is correct. Actually, because maybe there was a decision of financial value saying that if the club does not comply, then they will have a transfer ban. So it may be a warning for a possible transfer ban. But at the moment, I don't have information that there is a transfer ban.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, even because the transfer ban normally arrives after FIFA decision, then there is an appeal to CAS, and then after CAS, there may be a new decision of the disciplinary committee to enforce it. But I don't have the case file, and I think that if this was the case, the club was going to inform me. Even if, as said, I represent the club only in some cases. For the other cases, there is another colleague working there. So I repeat, all these cases are coming from the past. They are working hard to clean the table. It's not easy to clean the table immediately. So I really appreciate what they are doing, and their job, they will benefit from their activity now in the future, because as said, the reputation of the club is very important at international level. And clubs like you have there, Zamalek, but also the other in Egypt, with all these supporters, with all this very important passion for football at this high level of Egyptian local players, I mean, the Egyptian football deserve to have a better reputation at international level. So when I see a club who has the good mentality, I can only be satisfied. That's my opinion.
اوكي مستر سلفاتوري المحامي الدولي لدى الفيفا، بشكرك شكرا جزيلا. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. طبعا يعني انا سالته في الاخر عن هل اللي هو شغال على نفس القضيه اللي الزمالك، قضيه حسام اشرف اللي موقوف بيها الزمالك لفترتين قيد، فهو قال لي ان يعني ان هو ما عندوش معلومات كتير عن القضيه دي، وهو شايف ان هي قضيه ممكن ان هي تتحل، لكن هو مش شغال على كل القواضي اللي بتاعت الزمالك لدى الفيفا. ارجع تاني للاستاذ عمرو ادهم عضو مجلس اداره نادي الزمالك عشان يعني نتكلم مع بعض عن الكلام اللي قاله